Hello friends, in today's class we are going to see an application of deep learning, which is a part of artificial intelligence. As you know, artificial intelligence is used in different domains, but in today's class we are going to stick with how to classify handwritten digits. Just to give an intuition of what we are going to see in this class, given an handwritten digit, say for example 3, right, we are going to see how a deep learning neural network is able to classify these handwritten digits between, say for example 0 to 9, right. So whatever I write, whatever input image I have given, right, so usually in this case, since it's a simulation, we are actually writing the numbers. Say for example, if I write 1, it is able to predict that this is 1 and not a 3, right? So given an input image, it is able to classify the output between 0 and 9, right? So let's try another example. Let's say 4. Yeah. So in today's class, we are going to learn what is the history behind this kind of deep learning networks, namely the convolutional neural network, right? How deep learning or neural networks comes into existence, and we are going to see how this convolutional neural network functions, right? So as you can see here, as soon as I write a number, this input is processed at different layers, and then finally it is able to classify the results between 0 to 9, right? So the idea behind this is of this cat experiment. So there were two scientists, namely Hubel and Wiesel. They have done a cat experiment. So what they did is, as a first step, they have given anesthesia to this cat, and in fact they have filled the brain of the cat with lateral geniculate nucleus, so that the cat is in passive state, but however the brain is functioning. And thirdly, they want to study the relationship between the cat's eye and the brain of the cat, right? So for that, they have placed a OHP projector, and in front of the OHP projector, they have projected a bar of light. And they measured whether the relationship between the cat's eye and the brain of the cat with the help of an oscilloscope, as you can see here. So whenever they passed a bar of light, they want to see whether the brain is able to send some signals because of the different shapes of the bar of light. Say for example, it may be an horizontal edge, or it may be a vertical edge, and so on, right? So that's what they want to study, and they were successful in studying this because the brain is able to send different signals for different kinds of edges. Say for example, if it is a horizontal edge, then the oscilloscope will generate different signals, and then if it is a vertical edge, then it will generate a different other signal, and so on, right? So this idea of cat experiment forms the basis, or we can call the foundation for computer vision, and now in fact we are not able to solve different computer vision problems, such as classifying handwritten images, right? This is very useful as a case study. Let's think of the US postal system. So the US postal system were the first one to adopt computer vision technology into their project. So what they have done is they have in fact given the handwritten digits, right, on the postal, right. So imagine if there is an envelope on the postal code, it may be written different kinds of digits, and they want to classify the post depending upon the digits written under the postal code section, so that it will be easy for them to divert the mails, right? So this forms the basis for this data set called the MNIST database, which is a classical example for computer vision problems. And there were two scientists, namely Jan LeCun and his team members, who have collected this MNIST digit data set, right? As you can see here, friends, this 0 is different from this 0 and so on, and this one is different from this one. Likewise, every digit, the same number, digit 2, can be written in different ways, and they have collected these kinds of images. So this is one image. So they have collected all these images, and totally they had around 60,000 images, as you can see here, for training the network, and they used 10,000 images for testing whether the network is good or bad, right? So this simulation is actually showcasing the same problem what we are discussing for the last 5 minutes of how to recognize a digit, right? So usually the digits, friends, as you can see, it will be between 0 and 9, right? Like how the cat is able to see the image, right? These computer vision algorithms were able to actually learn the different edges and patterns, and based on the patterns and the edges, they are able to classify the digits between 0 to 9, right? So let's try another number called 7, right? So as you can see here, friends, these computer vision algorithms are able to guess what it is, right? So the input is 7, and it has come with 2 guesses, right? First guess is 7 and second guess is 4, right? The reason is 7 and 4 may have same kind of features, such as it also has a straight line 4 also, right? This I can also draw it as a 4, right? Right. So because of this variation, the computer is able to give the possible guesses, right? So in this case, so this is called error rate, right? So which is or loss, right? So depending upon how it is written, it is able to come up with some probability value. The first guess it has made is 6, right? But if you draw a proper 4, in that case, it is able to actually guess proper. Let's try some other image. Let's say 8, right? Right. So it is able to do that. So let's not think of the accuracy of the model, like if we and as you know, 8 and 6 looks the same, right? So let's see what it does. Yeah, so now it is able to guess 6, right? So as soon as I rub, right? So the intuition behind here, friends, is how this 6 is processed step by step, right? Like how, if you think of a kid, the kid will learn at the first grade. Imagine this is layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and like how a baby learn on a first grade, it will learn about words. On the second grade, it will learn about meanings in the third grade. Say for example, it may be able to learn about sentences and then paragraphs, and then the child is able to write and speak and so on. Likewise, here on the first few layers, it will learn about the edges and gradients, and then it will learn about the patterns, textures and patterns, and then it will learn about parts of objects, and then finally it will be able to process object in the last few layers. So just for an intuition, this is what it happens. Let me go to the slide. So instead of the digit, imagine if it is a human face. As I said, friends, on the first few layers, the neural network will actually learn the edges, like how the cat is able to learn different edges. And then on the middle level features, it is able to detect the parts of the faces, such as eye, nose, face, and so on, lips, and so on. And then on the final layers, it is able to detect the actual face, matching it with the database, right? So in today's class, what we have learned is we have learned application of deep neural networks, deep learning, which is a subdomain of artificial intelligence. As you know, friends, artificial intelligence is very popular. Imagine you're booking a ride, or imagine you're doing a photo on your camera, right? They are doing so many computer vision algorithms. So we have seen a classical example called MNIST database, which has 60,000 handwritten digits, and we have also seen how it works based on this simulation. If you have any questions, you can write to me. Thanks for watching.